Sing songs as you go and hold close together. You may at times grow confused and lose your way. Touch each other and keep telling the stories. Make maps as you go, remembering the way back from before you were born. This is from Passover Remembered, number 632 in the back of our hymnal, written by Alla Renee Bozarth. This week I am remembering the old stories, specifically the story of Passover and the Easter story, Holy Week and Easter, and the early Christian community that developed after Jesus' resurrection. I am finding sources of compassion and love in these stories, and these are the stories of our living tradition. They are within our religious tradition. So let me just tell you a little bit of what I'm thinking about. So Passover, the time when the 10 plagues passed over the homes of the Hebrews who were enslaved in Egypt. They survived 10 plagues. Maybe we can relate with that a little bit in this COVID-19 world. And they also escaped from slavery. That's also celebrated in the Passover Seder meal. One specific piece of that meal that I find really inspiring is for every plague that is commemorated, the participants in the Seder spill a drop of wine onto a saucer or a napkin or some kind of container. And one interpretation of that is that it is recognizing the little bit of joy symbolized in the wine, a little bit of joy that is lost, because even though the plague passed over their own home, it still caused suffering to others. And so that cost us a little bit of joy. I think of this with COVID-19 and my own kind of movement from how's my family, how's my own household, trying to keep, us healthy, to starting to move away from that fear-based concern to compassion and empathy and an ever-widening circle of concern for those working for Amazon, for example, and other essential workers who are not being cared for by their employers as they should be. The Easter story, the Holy Week story, is about love and compassion. The Easter story is about how love is stronger than death. In this Holy Week time, tonight, Thursday night, is when Jesus was tried for the first time, and it's when Peter and his disciples betrayed him for the first time as well. And he witnessed the depths of our frailties as human beings. The lowest of the low was shown to Jesus and to God in this week. And still, his last words were, "Forgive them, Father." He loved us, he forgave us, and this is a story about how love is stronger than death. I also find hope in the early Christian communities that were developed after Easter, after Jesus' resurrection, which were largely egalitarian, nonviolent communities filled with compassion, ruled by compassion, and that gives me hope. So today, with the Wisconsin elections and just seeing the trends in our society, I find great cause for fear that it seems like we are on the fast track to a more authoritarian, more violent society, very much like Egypt, very much like the Roman Empire. but I also see so many signs of a new solidarity, more compassionate and just society and way of being and living, and a more compassionate and just economy. And this gives me great hope. Sing songs as you go and hold close together. You may at times grow confused and lose the way. Touch each other and keep telling the stories. Make maps as you go, remembering the way back from before you were born. So you will be only the first of many waves of deliverance on these desert seas. It is the first of many beginnings, your Paschal tide. Remain true to this mystery. Pass on the whole story. Do not go back. I am with you now, and I am waiting for you.